Hi everyone, Jaymes Mansfield here bringing you yet another makeup video. Yes, we are doing our makeup today because finally I have in the mail, well, it's not really a finally, it's kind of a my bad on my part. I got in the mail the MV palette, Bff4Evr palette by Kimchi Chic and Trixie Mattel. It is their collaboration. This is how it looks. It's got a holographic cover that changes reactions like that. Ooh, 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 ooh. You can't really tell because the lights are blocking it, but yeah, that is it. And this is the palette. Look at all the gorgeous colors. My goodness, how beautiful. It's so beautiful. Palette. Ooh, that's our palette. This is hella colorful. I'm excited to use this. Now, if you want to save a little bit of money at Kimchi Chic Beauty, I have an affiliate code. If you use code JaymeSmansfield, you will save 50% off at Kimchi Chic Beauty. Yes. Now, I originally was supposed to use this a while ago. I meant to order it and I thought I had it in my cart, and then one thing led to another and I evidently did not have it in my cart. But it all worked out for me because I got on the PR list, so there's always a silver lining. All right, now I'm going to get started, but first things first, I have to block out my eyebrows. So that is a timely and boring process. You don't want to be around for that. So I'll be right back when my brows are blocked. Be right back. Welcome back. All right, I have my brows all blocked and I look crazy as hell right now, I'm not gonna lie. I am using from the palette Wild Poppy, this orange color right here. Yes, we are using her. And I'm gonna use that as a color correct today. I did one half of my face and now I'm gonna do the other side. Just a little bit to cover up the beard because I haven't shaved in a little bit, so I'm gonna have some stubble. There we go. All right, now it's time to use our foundation, and let's see how this stacks up with the foundation because I'm using a really good foundation by Kimchi Chic Beauty. So I'm going to start doing my foundation. Now, I got so excited for this collaboration because I love both these girls. I do. I actually have a connection to both of them because I used to see Kimchi a lot back in the day when she was in Chicago. Because Chicago Queens used to make the rounds in Wisconsin quite a bit. Like her, Shea Coulee, Pearl, like they'd come to Milwaukee quite often to perform at like Dick's or Hamburger Mary's. It was like a big deal back then because like we very rarely got outsiders in Milwaukee. And like they were really big on social media, like not quite as where they are now after the show, but they still had like pretty modest followings considering they were just local girls in Chicago. Like they were doing really creative things. Like they had some of those interesting looks at that time. And I feel like a lot of those queens were really instrumental in shaping a lot of like the really trendy things that happen in drag now that are just kind of commonplace. Like I didn't see many queens doing like the big bold eyeliner like Kim or Trixie were doing. And Pearl, man, when she got in season 7, people were obsessed with her. I remember it. And I remember working with Pearl and Trixie at Drag Carnage in Chicago and being obsessed with her when I saw her because like she was breathtaking to see in person because I hadn't seen anyone that really painted like that before. Like her paint was so bizarre but so beautiful. And the same thing went for Kim. Like they both were real risk takers. Trixie as well, where they're just pushing back like makeup techniques that people weren't necessarily doing or strayed away from because it was very traditional still. Like it's crazy to think just how much makeup has changed and evolved and just how much that style was kind of like frowned upon back then. It's kind of like commonplace now. Like, you expect to see big exaggerated creases and eyeliner, whereas when I was coming up, makeup was still really soft. You weren't encouraged to do stuff like that or like take inspiration from queens like Divine. Like a lot of older queens thought Divine was ugly and didn't understand why anyone would want to look like that. All right, powder time. I am using Puff Puff Pass in translucent just to set everything because we're gonna go really bold as per usual. Whenever I get a makeup palette, I'd like to try and like push myself. So everything is blocked out. We're gonna see where this makeup look takes us, and I also am going to wear this makeup for another video, so we'll see how I look in a future update. All right, let's just set it. I took off the shield on the powder because I am what, hardcore. I'm trying to think, did I ever work with Kim? I did work with Kim way back then. We did a party called Swell in Milwaukee at Dick's. That's a bar that I was a local girl at for a long time. But she did a party called Swell there, and I remember that. And she did a Celine Dion number where she had like the Nintendo steering wheel from like the Wii. and she did Celine Dion Will Drive All Night. I remember that. And that was real early in my drag career because I wasn't even performing at that party. I was just booked to be, you know, a queen in the crowd. Okay, let's do some eyebrows. I'm curious to see what this color is like. This one is called Opera Cake, the brown here in the corner. So I'm gonna use that to make my brows. And we're gonna have some fun with this. Let's see where we can take ourselves. Let's try something bold, something creative. Watch, I'll say that and I end up just doing my usual makeup. Like, you know what? I don't feel very bold and creative after all. Ooh, that's a really thin eyebrow. Let's do that. Let's do some thin eyebrows today. I won't go too bold with it. We're going for like 90s supermodel brows. The sperm cell brows. We want it to look like Trish Stratus. All right, do our little hairs. Now I'm trying to think, oh yeah, Trixie and Kim. What's something good memory? I remember this. Do you guys remember this? There was a rumor on Trixie's season 7, that there was gonna be a secret queen entering the competition, and everyone swore up and down it was gonna be Kimchi. Like, even I remember asking Trixie when she got back from Drag Race, like, so was Kim there? She's like, girl, no. She's like, I don't know where that came from, but no, she was not there. Like, even back then, people were really invested in all the rumor mill and trying to figure out what exactly was going on, what was happening behind the scenes there. Was there a secret queen? I'm gonna contour quick. So, just so I can set the mood of my face, I'll do a really bold one today. Ooh, that's one cheek. Oh, we're doing drag today. Okay, I see what's happening today. Okay, we doing drag. Drag is happening. Ooh, this is a bold contour. I'm gonna blend the crap out of this. A little more got on there than I intended. Let's try and buff that out. That's okay, we can soften it up with our highlight too, and blush. But yeah, that is a really intense contour. Let's blend that some now. Okay, that's softened up a bit. Oh my God. That brush loaded up a lot more than I intended. Let us begin with our eye look. So I'm gonna dig into this palette. I wanna do like a big crease look. So I'm going to first go in with crepe, this one here, crepe, to basically map things out, and then go in from there and probably cover up with a bunch of colors, but it's just there to like map things out. Just to give you an idea of where I'm going. Because it's always a good idea when you don't know what you're doing to, you know, plan ahead. So we're gonna go in with Wild Poppy again. Ding, 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 ding. Yeah, we are going a drag direction today. I didn't anticipate this, but you know what? It is what it is. I'm just gonna lean into it now. It's gonna be what it is. We are channeling them old school drag looks like, you know, Jackie Beat or Lip Synca back in the 90s. Where it was just like, pow, they were shot with a makeup gun from The Simpsons. Good times. I'm going to go underneath that with Sweetheart to make a fun color story. And right now it's going to look like a big old mess because, of course, I'm going to cut this. Come on now, I'm not crazy. I'm just trying to map out where the color is going to go before I blend it out. And see which eyebrow is going to give me trouble the whole video, which is probably this side. It's always the case. So I'm going to cut my crease and I'll be right back and we'll start adding more colors to this face. Be right back. Woo! I am back. I did one eye off camera and now it's time to replicate it on camera for you folks. Okay, so I am going to basically pat down all of my crease here with this yellow color. It is called Egg Tart. This one right here. So let's go in with our brush and start just laying down it. Just start laying it down, you know? Lay down some sick beats. And what I was doing was I was using the setting spray, the Stage Proof Matte Setting Spray. Y'all be gagged by how many kimchi products I'm gonna pull off in this video, okay? I stacked up as soon as I found out, girl, I was getting PR. I stacked up. So you don't gotta tell me twice. All right, just pat that in. Make it look like an egg yolk on your eye. In other news, I have been fascinated with Lifetime movies at the moment. They're not really my current obsession. They've always been an obsession. I remember so far back as like in middle school when I would like stay home sick from school, I would always watch Lifetime because they showed reruns of The Golden Girls and Designing Women. But in between that, you would see pretty crazy movies on their network. Their original movies, they went a little harder than most. I was never really a fan of like the based on a true story kind of fare. I was always more in line of like, you know, my mother's secret life, my father's secret affair, you know, or Nightmare. Whenever Nightmare is in the title, you know it's gonna be good. Like Dream House, Nightmare, Real Estate, Nightmare, Office Affair, Nightmare. Some of them get wilder and crazier as like the titles go back. Like the most random things put together to create a movie. One of them I saw was Designed for Death. Which I think was about like a female photographer who obsessed over a young guy who she found as her muse, her model. And as soon as he got a girlfriend, she went bonkers. It's always something like that. Like the tropes are all there and you know it's usually gonna end well. You know, the happy couple will usually succeed in the end. It's very rare that they don't. It's like almost a guarantee that it's going to happen. It's like Hallmark movies, but with stakes. And I love that like even Lifetime, like you look at their tagline now for their movie network, they are fully aware of the fact that like they make some pretty questionable decisions when it comes to filmmaking. And I remember the wildest one I saw was actually one that was kind of like Andy Kaufman-esque in like its approach. It starred Will Ferrell and Kristen Wiig. And they had basically done it because they always wanted to do a Lifetime movie. And they were huge stars already, but like they decided, well, let's just make one. And they did, and like they are playing it so earnestly. Like it's really like uncanny how they just channel this like, you know, over the top Lonnie Anderson-esque kind of acting, where it's just like not quite robotic, but like they're saying the lines, but the conviction's not really there. It's really fun to see them like step out of their comedic role and just play it so dead serious and earnestly. That one was a fun one. And like Will Ferrell totally just stepped into the role of like the himbo husband who has this secret affair with like I think the babysitter. And I just thought it was so wild that like they just decided, they called Lifetime up and said, hey, we want to make a movie with you. And Lifetime's just like, okay. All right, we gotta do our eyeshadows first. So I actually was really living for the shimmers in this palette. So I used a la mode, this one here, and the one on the bottom, Cinnamon Sugar. These two are really good. So I'm gonna dip it, and I just use my finger to press it on. So I'm gonna go with a la mode and just get some of that on my finger and put that in the corner and work it up and press it on. And that's gonna help lighten it so it's not quite so flat in the eye. And then we're gonna use our other finger and get Cinnamon Sugar and press that in here in the middle and work it around. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Now, eyeliner time. I'm just gonna use my regular, you know, Maybelline eyeliner. It's what I have. I buy like 5 of them at a time and they always dry out, but like it's just the one eyeliner right now. Y'all know this. I struggle with eyeliners and finding one that's reliable. It's like for something I use so frequently, I don't want to spend like $40 on it. But like the Lifetime movies are always great for me. I especially love like real estate drama. Those are my favorite ones because they're always the dumbest. And like one of them I watched, I think like the woman was obsessed with a house and she was insistent on like murdering the family inside of it. Even though like it's not gonna make a difference. Like you don't own the house. It's gonna pass on to somebody else. Like I didn't quite get the logic behind that. But you know, Moon Logic mostly applies when it comes to Lifetime movies. Like I'm obsessed. I love them. I want to be in one or star in one. That is a life goal of mine, to be a drag queen in a Lifetime movie. Just play the role of Valerie Bertinelli. You know the ones I'm talking about. Like Valerie Bertinelli is a mom in peril. Lonnie Anderson is a working mom in peril. Okay, so I'm going to go in with Opera Cake again. We're going to darken inside the crease right here in the corner. Just going to grab some of that. Got a little darkness there. Darkness. Okay. And I'm dipping outside of this to a different color because they don't have a black in this palette. So I'm using my Bottle Blonde palette. And I'm going to be using the black in there, which is Lash Lift, to add more shadow to the crease and the little corner here. Just to make things, you know, blend out a bit more. Darken up my eyeliner and set it, and just work it into the crease. And I don't know if it's gonna work out this time around, but I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna use what's left on my brush here from the orange and go along the side here. And add a little bit of orange to the corner here and just work it around, just the residue, just to add a bit more of a hue there. I feel like it just adds a little bit more dimension. All right, that's the eye look. Come on now, it's pretty. Oh no, it's not. I have to cut my eyebrow a little bit more. I'm going to bring up my eyebrow bone, just the tiniest bit. Just define it more. Because sometimes my eyebrow gets kind of lost in these looks, so I'm trying to do my best to I'm trying to do better at remembering to highlight my brow bone. I feel like it just adds more to the look. And she's looking pretty cute. I'm actually happy with this. I think it's pretty. Yes. Okay, so let's move on to our lips. No, let's do blush. Let's do blush because I haven't gone through this yet. Okay, so we have the Trixie Mattel X Kimchi blush. This one is Pink Era. Here we are. Ooh, how gorgeous that is. So I'm gonna use my blush brush and just dip in the both. Why not? Just swish it around. Swish it around. And this blush should also help mute some of the intensity from my contour. So we're really gonna work it, the darker pink into that pocket. We're gonna look like a psycho doll today. I'm like Megan. I'm curious, how would you guys feel about me talking more about horror movies or something? I'm always curious to what other stuff you want to see. I know a lot about movies, especially older horror movies from back in the day, 80s and beyond. So that's something you're interested in hearing me talk about. I'm down for it. My favorite movie for a long time was Suspiria. I could talk about that one for ages. Or Italian giallo films, love them. Or even the campier sect, the Mystery Science Theater kind of vibe. I don't know, I'm just looking for other things to do. I feel like it's always fun just to switch stuff up. So if that's something you're interested in, you want to see more of my movie fan side, let me know. I'm down for it. I'm going to contour my nose. I'm going to use the brown from the palette. I think we're going to use this one here, Crepe, so it's softer. Oh yeah, that's gorgeous as a contour. I love that. Okay, so just use a little bit more of this orange here and add a little bit more color here. More color. She's looking colorful and gorgeous. So let's do our lips. Let's dip in here and find a color for our lips because I got 3 different lippies. I got a spice cake, which is a baby pink, soft pink. I have a red. Oh, let's do a red. Yeah, let's do a red. I want to do a red. We're doing red. Okay, so red is happening. The red is called Red Fantasy. And that's how the lippy looks. It's got a little picture of Kimchi and Trixie on it. You flip it up, you get a lip mirror. How handy is that? All right. So I'm going to use, let's try with waffle cone and go from there as our lip liner. What I also think is fascinating is Trixie's wearing a red lipstick and she only does that once a year. It's a special tradition when you see her in a red. She does not wear red lipstick. I know that from working on Trixie Mattel. She made a big deal to me about it. She's like, James, I just want you to know, I'm wearing red lipstick today. I'm like, oh! We all gasp. I'm like, are you okay? Is everything all right? Should I call someone? I nearly called the police. It was crazy. All right, our lips are aligned. Let's start putting the red on. So let me pull it out. Red Fantasy. I go through phases. For a while there, I was so over liquid lips, and now I'm back in it. I love them again. They're just so much faster. For the gal on the go, you cannot beat a liquid lip. Although I do love that classic feeling of feeling like that girl with the lipstick, classic one, just but no. How often I do drag, I have to do liquid. All right, so I just need to highlight my mouth a little bit. So I'm going to open up some white and we are going to define our mouth a little bit. Tiniest bit of white. I want to go Joker mouth. I remember I saw Charlie Hides do this a while back and I was like, what the hell is she doing? But it actually looks really good and it helps your lips really stand out. beautiful. Okay, now we just need to do our nose, and we're just about done. Oh no, wait, the highlight. That's what I'm missing. We have to do our little highlight. I was like, why does my face look so flat in some places? I didn't put highlight powder on. So, last thing we're doing is highlight powder. A little bit, and just opening up our face. Really brighten it up. Chin. Oh yeah, that's what it was missing. It was looking a little flat in some areas. We're gonna here and blend out the beginning of our eyebrows a little bit, just to soften them up. Whew. And just like that, that is our makeup look. Now, I'm going to get all dressed up, and I'll be right back with the final result.
Welcome back. This is the final result. Oh my God, it went to a much more Lady Bunny direction than I was expecting. It's probably because I'm wearing this hair. Like, in this hair, you can't help but look like Lady Bunny. Oh, you should see me style this hair. This is actually me transforming a Spirit Halloween wig from their latest 2022 collection. I think it sounds like the Raquel Welch. But check it out. Oh my gosh, this was so much fun. This is the MVPs from this product had to be those shimmer eyeshadows. Oh my God, they were so soft and applied with the finger. They went on so beautifully. I was gagging. I love the liquid lips as well from Kimchi Chic. These ones I've been using quite a bit for brunch. I use the red and I use the baby pink one that I used in the last video prior. Like, I've been sticking to these products. Like, they've been working for me, so I like them. Oh, also, if you want to save a little bit of money at Kimchi Chic Beauty, be sure and use my code JaymeSmansfield. That'll get you 15% off your purchase at Kimchi Chic. Oh my goodness, this was so much fun. I always adore doing makeup videos. It's kind of just like how we catch up with each other, you know? Like, we're just talking it out, having a good time, you know, just shooting the shit. And I love doing that with you guys. And yeah, I'm gonna go and get ready to prep this room for a whole nother video because I'm filming doubles today. So I will catch you guys next time. Now, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, bye. Now hit the outro. Click here and see how I get a rock solid wig. Or watch my iconic blondes. It was Anna Nicole. Come on, click it. If you don't click it, I'll stomp on your toes. So click it.